We're back with the bad vibe with Dwight and Jeremy.
This is episode 133.
Yeah.
All right, so One World. Do you know what that's about?
One world.
Yeah. One world, one leader, one currency.
I thought you were going to get into a one ring to hold them or whatever. I was like, ugh, I can't do that.
Can we?
I mean, yeah,
No,
I guess.
do you know anything about that, though? We were talking about it at work the other day, and somebody was like bringing it up. I'm like, I've never heard of that.
One world.
Yeah.
What does it mean? You're just saying two words.
Really?
You're just saying two words.
I was sure you knew about it. All right, it's this.
Are we talking Earth here?
People are thinking. There's some people that think that there should be. It's called a one world, where it's like one leader over the whole world.
No, like like a
one currency. One.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All the like conspiracy
They're like,
theories.
yeah. So I'm like, I want to talk about
They're
it.
just like one world. What does that mean to you? And I'm like, I don't know, like Mario?
No, that's all I wrote because I was like, all right, I'll find out. I'm sure he knows what it's about.
Nah, I mean, I know like, what is it called? Like globalist people, and they want like a one world government and stuff like that. And a lot of the conspiracy theorist people think that that's what is. They're like they're fucking kids, so they can have
be
one world.
white, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure that most people that want that are white, and I'm sure it would suck for black people.
Yeah.
And like brown, and although in the United States, like say black people are like 13-14% of the population. In the world, white is a minority, I'm sure, right?
In the total, yeah.
If you count yellow...
Fucking China.
If you count them as non-white, which they're pretty white. They make good grades.
All of Asia.
Yeah, but, I mean, as far as, like, white people, like, what we call white people in America, like, Western European ancestry, is a huge minority in the world.
Yeah.
So I don't know that they would run things. We'd have some, we'd have a brown guy in charge, I guess.
If they ever decide to do that, it would be, like, assassination attempts all the time, because someone else will want their country to be the new leader.
Well, if there's just one government...
I think they should have, like, a challenge.
Like
you know what I mean? No, even for the...
or like who can eat the most hot peppers or something?
Yeah, that's how it is. And they're like, dang it.
Mexico rules the world.
You want it by like, a little bit. No, a Paquito. Right? No, anyways, no, like let's say they had a challenge for president, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know.
I'm just imagining when you say that, Joe Biden and Donald Trump.
Like running?
No.
Right?
Doing the... American Gladiators, they shoot you with
they're running a little thing and they're falling off.
Tennis ball gun, and they got this stick that looks like the big Q-tips.
Yeah,
and they're hitting each other. That's what I'm imagining, and I'm all for.
Yeah, I was thinking of like them blindfolded, and they got their like forehead on a bat, and they're spinning around in circles.
They're going to chug a beer, spin around the bat 10 times, and then hit a ball off a tee and run to first base.
Trump can't even just stand up straight. He always leans forward. So I don't even know how he'd have balance with that.
I think we're going to find out about Trump once it's all said and done. Let's say in 20 years. That it's kind of like when FDR was president and nobody knew he was crippled. They kept it hid. They're like, yeah, he just likes having a blanket over his lap when he sits down, but he's always in a wheelchair. And anytime you see like footage of him standing up, it looks like he's barely holding it together. And somebody's like, you know how you hold your kid up?
Yeah.
Like say your kid.
Nobody knew he was crippled?
I mean, people knew, but it wasn't out in the public.
Yeah. Not like now.
Well, because it was easy to hide things back. They could hide that he had no use of his legs.
Now. Yeah.
Now Donald Trump drinks funny, and it's all over the news.
Yeah. He's holding a water bottle with two hands, looking like he's sucking it like it's a dick. Right? And then everyone knows. I mean, I'm sure my son were like, the president... You see how he drinks water? You know, I mean, you probably would. He'd probably know.
The way he drinks water is so like disturbing. I don't know if it means he's not a good leader or what. Maybe. Yeah, you're doing it right now. Yeah, I don't know that it has anything to do with his leadership.
He
skills.
doesn't want his makeup to run.
Yeah, but look, if I had makeup on,
I understand.
Also, I am a third of his age.
Yeah,
I guess about half.
Yeah, about half.
Less than 70s. I'm just thinking he's real old, and I still see myself as like a teenager.
You're a third of his age. Yeah, he's 115 years old.
But the way he drinks water, and I don't know if he always does, but I know he has 3 or 4 times. And if you show me 3 or 4 pictures on the internet of somebody doing something, that's what they do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, You don't see 3 or 4 pictures of him dunking because he doesn't dunk.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he drinks weird. I mean, Joe Biden just is weird.
It's funny because they did the whole, like, where he's standing, but he's, like, leaning forward.
Yeah.
And then he, like, with his, like, you know, like, I don't know if that's a pose to look thinner.
It kind of looks like 2 kids and one's on the other shoulder with a suit on.
Yeah.
To get a beer.
That might be what it is.
Yeah.
He's a little guy, and he's, you know, like...
Yeah, and that makeup isn't to make him look, like, tan. It's to make him look old.
Yeah.
He's 11.
Wow.
That's my theory. Did you see the one?
Things he says. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just sometimes it... You know?
Isn't there something odd about Donald Trump in that he's been in the public eye for...
I was going to say very.
But he's been in the public eye for my whole life at least, right?
Mm-hmm.
At least since the 80s.
Yeah.
He never came across as, like, bumbling and... Do you think it's just pressure that makes him, like... When he talks sometimes, you read transcripts of his speeches, you're like, what the fuck is that guy talking about?
It's definitely, like...
He used to come across as, like... articulate. He didn't come across like a politician. He seemed real genuine, and he was just shooting from the hip. But he came across as like a really, really slick, smart guy. Mm. And now when you hear him talk, you're just like, that guy can control nukes? Like, what are we doing here? Like, did something? Is it the pressure of being president that makes him bumble his words?
Yeah.
Is it?
Do you remember when the debates were going on with him and Hillary?
Yeah.
And she said something about like it's a good thing, whatever isn't in charge of whatever, you know. Anyways, he's like, because you'd be in jail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then everyone's all like goes crazy.
Turns out he's real good at that.
Yeah, he's really good at that
like,
whatever that is.
I don't know how good he is at running the country, but you get him in a debate, dude.
He made
Joe
her
Biden,
look stupid, and everyone's like, I don't want to get him. He made her look stupid, and then he gets there and he's like,
what have I done?
I'm drink water.
Yeah, and
hopefully they'll just talk about that and not go over my politics.
Not go over the fact that I am not literate.
Yeah.
I don't know how to read and write. Yeah. He's like, He's
like, I've always paid anyone. And he was like in 4th grade, and he's like, here. I mean,
yeah.
You know what I mean? He slides money over to the teacher.
We probably, I'm not.
Of course, he wasn't rich then. But his dad had money. Was a businessman back then.
His dad had money.
You know what I mean?
He came from, like, I guess his dad, I don't know exactly, but I think his dad was, like, a real estate guy, kind of like him. Mm-hmm. And then he, like, just became a huge, like, way bigger than his dad ever was.
Yeah.
I mean, people can say what they want about he's an idiot or whatever. I've known who Donald Trump is for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And that's impressive. How many businessmen do you know? Like, worldwide businessmen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's people that are worth, like, trillions of dollars that you've never heard of.
Yeah.
But he's good at marketing himself. But he's really good in debates. Whether or not he's a good president, I don't know. I mean, you look around and the world's on fire. Some of it's his fault, maybe, but most of it's probably not. But he's good, and I can't wait to see when that fucking dude that sniffs little girls and him and they get up there. Because I just know he's going to bring something up about him, like, biting a little girl's ear or something.
Yeah.
Which, when you see those pictures, you're like, that's the creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
How he's, like all, like, rubbing on them.
Yeah, I saw, like, a compilation of Joe Biden.
Yeah.
He bites a little girl's cheek. I've never bit a little girl's cheek in my life.
He really bit a little girl's cheek?
It's like, it's like biting it between his lips. Like you might do to, like, your wife's neck.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Something like that. I can't imagine, it never occurred to me that an old man would do that to a little girl.
How young?
Like a little girl.
Like my daughter's age?
Man, maybe 10, maybe.
God, 8. That's fucked her up.
It's always hard to tell with little kids' ages.
Yeah.
She's somewhere between like 5 and 12. It's always just little kids, you know, especially in pictures.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it definitely wasn't like his wife.
Especially with an 80-year-old man kissing her. The kid's going to look like an infant.
There's that compilation, and these people are lining up to take, like, pictures with him. Mm-hmm. It's, like, official.
Why would you take a little girl near him?
Well, it's like, one of them was, like, his granddaughter, I think. But then it's just people are, like, at some function that he is, like, headlining or something. I don't know. But anyway, they're taking pictures.
He's headlining.
Yeah,
like he's up there telling jokes.
Yeah.
Right?
That's Trump.
Yeah.
But anyway, in each group, it shows like if they have like a little.
He's
girl.
like Louis C.K. to little kids.
Yeah, exactly. He's beating his old wrinkled dick in front of them. They're like, "What is it?"
Wow.
But every family that comes up and there's like a youngish girl, he is talking to her the whole time. And like, oh, your parents are so lucky. You're such a beautiful little girl. You're really adorable. Oh. And he's like rubbing on their faces and
their hair.
He'll has his hand like over their shoulder, like where like if they had tits, his hand would be on their tits. And it's like, what are you even feeling?
Yeah.
Like, you could do that to me. Well, I got bigger tits than a 9-year-old girl.
Yeah.
But and it's like, look, I don't know. Maybe he's just... Maybe, here's the one concession I'll give. Maybe he comes from a very affectionate family. We don't. Our mom didn't hug us. Our grandma don't hug. So maybe it's like, oh yeah, grandpas, they hug you like that. But it doesn't.
Yours.
It seems odd.
Right?
When you see it, it seems odd.
He's like, this is how I always hug my little sisters and my mom. And
he's just humping an 8-year-old's leg. He's like, it's normal. I'm like, maybe it's normal.
A dog.
And even then, they hit him with newspaper.
Trump's gonna go with some newspaper that he's on the cover of, right?
I've always said though, like
the first page.
Remember when people got mad because Trump said grab him by the pussy,
and
he said all that, and I was like, it is crazy that a guy running for president like said stuff like that, or not said it, but it's out there. Every guy says stuff like that.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, I've never heard men talk like that. It's like, you haven't?
Yeah.
I mean. We talk like that.
Yeah.
Men talk like that.
Someone's recorded because he's been famous for so long.
Me and you sitting at a football game, which is where we do our most vile talking, counting this.
Or like wedding receptions.
Yeah, have said the most heinous things.
Yeah.
That if we were to run for president and it came out, people would be like, they would want us killed.
I called a retarded guy up syndrome because he was tall.
A tall retard. Up syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you yelled racial, what's the word? Epithets? At a China woman.
Oh, yeah.
The funny one.
Well, we don't know if she was from China.
You give me a word that starts out with a hard consonant and ends with a hard K and has a double O sound. It's funny on its own.
Yeah.
Now when a Chinese person is yelling at you and you want to respond to them, if you don't call her a stupid gook, you're the problem.
But anyways.
It's a good word.
They all have... I don't think it's supposed to be, though.
Some words...
It may be for you.
You know how they say, like, don't say the N-word, don't say the N-word? That double G and ending with an ER is... It's good. It's a good, like... There's a real, like... It lets something out when you say it.
Yeah.
It's the same reason people say fuck so much.
Or faggot.
Yeah, faggot. Oh.
Yeah.
Faggot.
Yeah.
It'll never die.
No.
Because first of all...
Well, they do. They get AIDS.
But faggot, that double G...
Or non-faggots kill them, right? I don't know if that's still a thing, right?
I don't think people gay bash.
They hang them, they like being hung.
Do people gay bash, though? I don't think so. I think you hear...
I think we're kind of past that. Now it's the whole,
Well, you hear stories sometimes about it's like a tranny, and then this dude's like, man, she's hot. And they start hooking up, and then he sees this big old dick, and gets mad, and, like, kills that trans person.
Oh, shit.
And that sucks, but also, you knew he didn't know. Like, you should be like, when he starts like, hey, what's your number? Be like, first of all, I have an 8-inch dick. Let's just, if you're okay with that.
They transition from a man to a woman, and then from being alive to dead.
Yeah, I mean, I get, like, obviously it's wrong to do that. Transition.
Yeah.
No, but obviously it's wrong to do that, but also it's like, are you fucking around? The kind of dude that'll kill a tranny is probably obvious. He's probably wearing like a rebel flag t-shirt. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, what were we talking about? Joe Biden? Joe Biden on cheeks.
Yeah, Joe Biden.
That dude is... I don't know how much... Because they're like... That's what I was saying. Trump talks about pussy and all that. They're like, he can't be president. It's like,
he's like, cheeks. Right? You know what I mean? Like, what?
I don't know how much being a vulgar, weird-ass old man with little kids... It's fucked up. It's weird.
Trump's definitely not... There's not any pictures or videos of him biting on girls' cheeks.
No, there's always
probably videos and stuff of him biting on some girls' asses or something.
Well, there's always stuff about that he was like that he did stuff with young girls and stuff. You always hear these stories, but Biden
weird shit with his daughter though.
Well, there's
some weird like where he was like dancing with her or giving her a hug and his hand was on her ass.
Yeah, open mouth kisses and stuff. Yeah,
that's weird.
It is weird.
I have a daughter, and that's very creepy.
Well, he probably didn't kiss her when she was 5.
Foreheads and like cheeks, and you know what I mean. But it's like open mouth. Like I can just
you have a daughter
his old wrinkly tongue. You know what I mean? A wrinkly tongue. I don't know if tongues get wrinkly. It just seems like he's got one. You know what I mean?
You have a daughter that's my niece. I can't even imagine like kissing her on the head. Like if I'm like, oh hey, come here, Mason, kiss her on the forehead. To me, that's kind of.
Yeah, do I give her a hug and a kiss her on the forehead?
I'm saying me.
Yeah, but I mean like
I would never kiss your kid.
He's over there like grabbing his daughter's ass.
She used to be kind of hot, but also she looks so much like him that makes it weirder.
She's got a weird long face now.
She has that always making like the kissy face.
I don't know, but anyways,
I'm just saying.
It's just creepy.
I wonder, like, because people are like, he can't be the president because he likes to fuck his daughter and he does this. I wonder, like,
is someone saying that?
Dude, that's all you ever hear.
That he's fucking his daughter?
Not that he's fucking her, but they're like, he says bad words. He doesn't like black people. There's like a million reasons why he can't be. They're like, he shouldn't be president. I don't know how much that matters, because if that matters, you can't vote for Joe Biden.
Yeah.
I mean, he licks little kids. Like, it doesn't get. If you were to say like, hey, that guy's a creep, like write in a funny thing he might do, it would be that he licks little kids. He literally licks little kids.
What if you had to give a reason why you're not accepting them as president? You know what I mean?
He licks little kids is a good one.
No, but I mean, like, let's say like there was like bubble in the answer. You know what I mean?
Oh, like a write-in?
There's like, you know, like there's selected ones you have to, but no, but like if it was like a multiple choice, right, of why, and that's one of the options.
Lick
that's
little kids,
the funny one, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's like,
you're like, yeah, but it's true.
But it's always been there. But now it's finally like, now we got a guy that legitimately licks little kids.
So, yeah, it's always been there, and now it's like, they have to remove the option.
Yeah, because it's 2 on the nose or on the cheek.
They move it to A? No, all right. So, anyways, I guess C, right? C's always the right answer. Anyways.
If you only pick C, you can usually pull off above a 50.
So, here. No, I mean, like, they have to, like, pencil in or whatever.
I've never voted. You might do that.
I have, but no, there wasn't. But, I mean, like, let's say, like, why you're picking this person and why you're not picking this one. And if it straight up is a stupid answer, they just reject it.
I think voting sucks. And because everybody, like, every citizen that's not a felon, whatever, can vote, right? Most people are fucking stupid. Yeah. Like, look around.
That's why they believe the media. They believe, you know...
I mean, look the fuck around.
They watch and they're like, oh, look how he's saying this stuff to Hillary. Oh, look, he put her in her place. She didn't know what to say back. He must be smart.
He must be good at solving the economy of a large country.
He's like, because you'd be in jail.
Yeah,
you know
sure,
what I mean? And then, like...
Because if that were the case, if he would make a good president because of that, then why not pick somebody better at that than him? There's plenty of people out there.
What he is an internet...
There's people funnier than him.
He's an internet troll billionaire, right? That somehow found his way into the White House.
I mean, look, this is America, the land of opportunities. You joke that he's clearly like, he is an intelligent guy.
Yeah.
But he doesn't seem to have like great like social intelligence. And I mean, he made it though. He says crazy shit. His speeches, he jumps off track more than we do. And yeah, he made it. Now Joe Biden's next. Like, that's the best we could do. 2 really old guys. One seems to be pretty creepy. The other one has a past of being pretty creepy. Like, that's America.
Yeah.
That's a little embarrassing.
That's our options.
That's a little embarrassing.
There's not someone out there that's just a straight-laced, good, like, does the right thing. No.
I don't even care about any of the grab him by the pussy.
He's a billionaire that has fucked his company off and then leave it for dead to start another one, bankrupt, doing that stuff.
That's the best we can find.
Yeah, I mean, it's like he's
his
just
competition
this
last
businessman, and everyone knows it.
Yeah.
Who I'm sure is like pissed off countries because he's buying land and selling stuff, and then now he's the president. So it's like this guy came and fucked up our country.
It's not. I'm sure everybody knows it. It's common. Like people that love Donald Trump are like, yeah, he's a crooked businessman.
Yeah,
that's why we like him.
Yeah,
like
yeah, but he's our crooked businessman.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Exactly.
Right.
And then it was the same thing. Like when you had President Obama in there. As it turned out, his presidency, it looked the same as George Bush's. We were like bombing brown kids, and we like stimulated the economy by giving billions of dollars to large corporations, and so he did all that shit, right? But at least when you said, "What's the best y'all could do?" and we show you, like, look at this guy. He looks good in a suit. He speaks extremely well. He's good looking. He's a family man. There's no leaked tape of him talking about grabbing pussies. Yep. There's no leaked videos of him licking little girls. So you may not like him politically, his choice. I don't like any of the shit he did. But if you said, what's the best y'all can do? We're like, look at this guy. Look at that suit. Look at that fucking nice haircut,
Yeah.
And now it's like, what's the best y'all can do? Huh?
He was presentable.
He was presentable. He spoke well. He was smart.
And then you get this guy, and he's got this orange face with this weird comb over, leaning forward, drinking bottles of water with his lips.
With two hands. Like a baby that just
grabbing pussies left and right. Yeah. He's like, no, right. Right? There's no left.
He eats with his left hand. It's disrespectful. But, so you said, what's the best y'all can do? And we're like, here's the guy we picked. It is embarrassing, but it's also fitting.
Yeah.
When I think of America, the America I know, it don't look like...
The America.
Yeah, it doesn't look like President Obama. No. It doesn't look good in a suit. It looks like shit in a suit.
It seemed more
It doesn't speak coherently.
It seemed like the United States was a little more classier when Obama was in there. It just does. It seemed like it was a little bit more like, oh, we're doing our thing, same old thing with a nice new face, right? Now it's like, it's kind of fell off like Idiocracy. We got the President Camacho or whatever his name was, right? What was his name?
Yeah, President Camacho.
Right? He's in there. I mean, it's like, except he doesn't have like ripped off sleeves and stuff, you know?
I wish he did.
But I mean, like...
But it really is like... Whether or not
he's like the face of America. It really makes sense now.
Even if Donald Trump was doing an amazing job, and a lot of people think he is, I guess. Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess it looks bad out there right now. I know it's not all his fault, but goddamn.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's illegal that me and you are together in this small building recording right now. That's the America we live in.
Yeah.
We have to act like we do news for this to be like okay in people's eyes. What we're doing now.
Yeah.
But anyway, even if he was like the perfect president, every policy was right on the money, everything like that, it's still, when you look at a country, you look at their president. And when you look at our president, what do you see? I mean, it looks like it comes out of a trailer park.
Yeah, really. A billionaire trailer
And I'm not saying if you're listening to this, you love Donald Trump, vote for him. I mean, I don't care. I don't think I honestly, policy-wise, don't think he's any different, any worse than Obama or Bush or Clinton or what.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's the man makes sense to me. Go to a Walmart. That's what America is. Like, your leadership is, like, reflects, like, what... We pick who to lead us, who represents us, and we picked him. It is what it is. That's who we got. And now we get to choose between him for 4 more years or
let's just say he does get it, or he doesn't. Whatever. In 4 years, you know, if he does get it, he probably will. They usually do. Mm-hmm. And Biden does kind of seem like, I don't know, he looks more like that he could do it than the last couple of people that have been that second term candidate, you know?
That he would win the presidency?
Yeah, it seems more like he would than the last couple.
You mean Trump?
No.
Biden.
Yeah.
Well, because the world's on fire.
Yeah, it seems like he's more of an honest, like, hey, maybe he can go in there and do this.
I mean, I think he has dementia.
Maybe it's because, like, he definitely he'd be way too old the next time. You know what I mean? He'd be 78,
He ran for president, right? Like, in the 80s.
Who did?
Joe Biden.
Really?
And now...
He wasn't, like the runner-up or something.
No, he was, like, up there. But the reason he got kicked out, I'm almost positive, I don't have this wrong. I'm not going to look it up, but I'm almost positive. So if you're listening, Google it. He was running for president. He did a speech, and it turned out he plagiarized it from Kennedy. John F. Kennedy.
Shit.
Thinking nobody would notice. He's like, that's not what your country... And they're like, you're doing his accent.
No, he didn't.
I swear, not that speech, but he's like, I say by the end of this decade, we will put a man on the moon. And they're like, dude, that was 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But he really did. And it might not have been Biden, but I'm almost positive it was.
What if he said, I did not have sexual relations with that woman?
He just copied everything.
You know what I mean? He just, like, you know what I mean?
And the media's like, to be fair, she was technically not a woman.
He's like, and I say there'll be 13 colonies, right? He's like, you know, fuck the queen, right?
Yeah. He gets up on stage and like, 7 years ago.
Oh, shit.
He just starts reading off the bill of rights.
With these 2 tablets. We're like, dude, what are you talking about, man?
In the beginning, God created.
Oh, wow.
He gets up there and he's speaking a dead language. Though.
Yeah.
They're like, is that Latin?
Oh, shit.
But yeah, apparently, and like I said...
He's drawn on cave paintings. Right? That's how he's communicating.
He has paint in his mouth, blows it over his hand and makes it out.
He sits there on the stage and he's making a fire. He's just like...
he's tired of dragging stuff, so he makes a wheel. It's funny because I'm going to Google it now, just talk. But I'm pretty sure that was Joe Biden. If not, we're going to get like a cease and desist. They're like, no, technically Joe Biden didn't pretend he invented the wheel. Yeah. The rest of that was pretty spot on.
Yeah. They're like, that we know of. Right?
We don't always keep an eye on
it. But the guy that did invent the wheel, he fucked around with her cheeks. His daughter's cheeks.
I mean, that stuff is...
Biden is old, though. Like, mid-70s?
He's older
than... They keep getting these older guys.
He's older than Donald Trump.
35. You have to be 35. That's the minimum, right? There should be a max.
Yeah, there should be a max at like 60, 65.
I mean, like... Because even 60, I think is probably okay, because when they get out 68. But I mean, like, Trump got it right at like 70.
69.
69, he's like fixing to turn 70, you know?
He's in his early 70s.
And now he's like in his early to mid, yeah.
People can say whatever they want about, like, so now we have this movement for like Black Lives Matter, and they're taking like historical stuff that was racist and doing away with it. They're going overboard with some of it, but I get their, But no matter what they do, it's still old white guys in charge. Yeah. And then we got a young black guy, and he did old white guy shit. Yeah. So nothing has changed. Nothing has changed.
Really, though, it's like when they get there, they only have so much say-so. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like, yeah, they only have so... And also, it's like the old Bill Hicks joke. He's like, how come it seems like every president never keeps his promises? Mm-hmm. And he's like, I think they get elected, they take him into a smoky room, they show him a video of Kennedy getting shot from an angle you've never seen before.
Yeah.
And they're like, any questions? And he's like, yeah, what's my agenda?
Yeah, where else they're next.
Yeah, that's but the idea, dude, Bill Hicks was the best. The idea of a video of Kennedy getting shot from an angle you've never seen before.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think it is really like Obama's whole like hope and change, and we're going to do this and be progressive and stuff, and then he wasn't. He made the wars go for longer, started more wars, he did all this stuff. I honestly think he's like, all right, I'm going to try it. And then he got in there and they're like, the world is more dangerous than we know. And when you become president, you find out how dangerous. And then you're like, I guess we got to kill ragheads. It seems like that's the only answer, And I'm guessing that's what happened. But Donald Trump, it's been fun. I don't care if he gets reelected. I mean, it's almost
I think it'd be hilarious if he doesn't.
Yeah, because it seems like he would.
Yeah.
But I don't know, with the world...
It seems like he'd get so fucking butthurt that he's not president anymore.
I bet he would be mad about it, but I bet deep down inside he'd be like, thank God.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that fucking job. Once they get it...
Twitter is like, ugh.
Oh, yeah.
Right? They're like, God damn, here it goes. They got to have like a whole like staff of people just watching his tweets.
It's going to suck, though, because the people who are... Like, I'm not a Donald Trump supporter or anything like that. But the people who are the most against him are the most annoying people in the world. Mm-hmm. Some chubby girl with a bowl cut that's purple. I don't want her to be happy ever in life. So if it's going to make, the type... when you see these
weird feminist people?
When you see these Black Lives Matter protests, and you see the white people that are at it?
Yeah.
Not just that are there like, I'm supporting my friend Jamal, but like the white people that are like, when you see a pack of whites, those people...
Pack of whites.
Yeah, nobody ever says that. Pack of blacks, yeah.
Pack of whites.
But those people being happy that he's gone is the one downside of him not getting reelected. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be tough, though. Like I said, the world is smoking, and... I mean, we got rioters in the streets. You can't go to work because somebody might have a little bit of fever. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's tough when you look outside and the world is on fire to be like, I think the guy that's in now should stay. You know what I mean? Even though it's not like it's his fault. I guess. Maybe it is. But,
what if we find out that coronavirus is spread by grabbing someone by the pussy?
He's patient zero.
That's what it is?
Yeah. It started by licking a little girl's cheek and then spread by grabbing pussy.
Wow.
Turns out these old white guys really aren't good for our country.
Yeah.
But, what'd you say? Oh, about you told me earlier that you were on the phone with customer service and went on a rant.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
I tuned you out when you were telling me so I could hear it for the first time now.
With Dish Network. No, you didn't.
Yeah, no, I was listening.
So, with Dish Network, I was canceling because we don't fucking use them no more. We do everything online. But anyways, the lady brings up something about coronavirus. I think she's just in conversation while she's waiting for her screen to load. And I start going off about how I don't wear one. I never have. And the only time I did was when I was doing repairs to the house with insulation.
Yeah.
And anyway, she started saying something. She's like from San Antonio, Texas. And she said, well, all their businesses or something like that have to have them. And I was getting pissed. And then she was like trying to like stop and go back to like what she was talking about. Like I guess her screen loaded.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, hold on. And then I kept going because I was like, I had a point. And she was trying to stop me in the middle, and I was trying to explain my point.
You're getting to vent to somebody that you don't care. Like if you vent to your wife and it drives her crazy, it's your problem.
Yeah, I'm canceling my service. It's not like I'm continuing it. They're going to charge me more because I'm against coronavirus.
You get that coronavirus tax.
I guess who's for coronavirus?
Somebody is. We've said before you seem to have profited off of it.
But I haven't really profited. It's just I haven't, got done bad, really.
Well, I have questions about coronavirus.
Mm-hmm. Everyone does.
That you can answer, I guess.
Yeah.
You're like, what is it, sir? Mm-hmm. No, but, so now they're having...
It's not real.
Do you think it is?
That's the only answer.
Okay, everybody's like, he's crazy, so it's not real. Name 10 dead people.
It's all right, yeah.
Name them.
That is the thing right there. It's because we personally both know someone. Our grandma had it, and she also has that COPD. What they said, everybody that gets it,
and she's
dying.
Older than Donald Trump.
Yeah, she's older than Trump, so she's about to be 80, and she got it. They tested her. She lives in a nursing home, and they ended up she never had fucking symptoms.
Yeah, she was fine.
So it's I think they're just, you know what I mean?
I think it kills some people sometimes.
I think it's just naturally in you or whatever it is, it's just something. And then it's they're testing and it's maybe the tests are faulty. So it's sometimes it says you are, sometimes you're not, I don't think on the box it says 99.9% like a fucking pregnancy test or whatever.
I don't think...
It probably says 9.9%.
They're like, you might...
You know what I mean? I don't know. It may say you have it, it may say you don't.
It's like a fucking magic 8-ball.
They're like, we're doing it while wearing a mask to make it seem like it's important and it's a real thing.
It's some lady looking all specific... I don't know what word I meant to say. Some lady in a mask and scrubs, and she's got a magic 8-ball.
Yeah.
She checks your pulse and shakes it and is like... Ask again later.
Yeah. You're like, we're going to have to do another test.
Yeah.
They're $300 a piece. Right? And then, she shakes it again. Right? Yeah.
But that's what it's... But also, it's I get it. They're like, some people die. And it's yeah. Some people do die, but some people die from everything.
Yeah.
Some people die from
did you hear
suicide.
what they were saying in New York was... It was just months ago. But they were saying that, the regular just death rate... people die of old age. That was being less and less called because they were saying, it was due to coronavirus.
Yeah.
And
I saw one report, and I really saw this.
It's man falls off of building and hits the ground, died of coronavirus. There was similar things. It's kind of
There were people died from heart attacks who had a long history of heart disease.
Yeah.
Who had corona when they died.
And I saw one died of coronavirus. Yeah.
I saw one. It was a 101-year-old man who died, and they said died of coronavirus. And it's did he? I saw. This is something that I don't know if it's true because we are a news source. If it really
died of coronavirus, killed himself because he had it.
Yeah,
right.
But
he did die because of it.
I saw a thing.
He didn't have it. He would have killed himself.
I saw a thing that said the average...
It seemed like he was on the edge already. Right? You know what I mean? The gun was loaded. The gun was in his mouth. The test came out. Boom. Right?
But I saw a thing that said the average age of a coronavirus death is higher than the average age of natural death. So the average age of an American to die is 73. The average age of a person in America dying from coronavirus is 74. What are we doing? It's more dangerous to just be alive in America than it is to be out when there's corona.
Wow.
You see what that number though? You get that? That's crazy. And also, here's another thing that I thought of the other day. I got a lot of downtime here lately.
So coronavirus being around has brought up our life expectancy.
It seems to be helping.
Thank you, Corona. You know what I mean? Give me another, right?
So they say that you have to wear a mask if you go anywhere. Even around here, they're starting with it now a little bit. And they say you got to wear a mask, and it has become political, where they think like some people don't wear masks, and they're like, that's because you're a Trump supporter, or you know what I'm saying? It's like, don't put me into any of that bullshit. I don't like the baby liquor, and I don't like the old man with two hands on
I have gotten weird looks. We'd be at the grocery store, me, my wife, my 2 kids. You know, we're like shopping, getting groceries, and there's people with masks, and the little kids got masks, and it's all like, you know what I mean? And we're like getting stuff.
I mean, sure, I'm spitting on stuff in the impulse rack.
They're all like looking while we're getting stuff, and you could just tell they're just all like.
Well, now
he doesn't care about his
like
kids.
at the grocery store here, not here, but the big one. Mm-hmm. I saw that it's mandatory to wear a mask inside.
Wow.
And here's my thought. Okay, I'll follow that rule if they open everything up, because if a mask makes it safe, then why does everything close?
Yeah.
Why can't you go anywhere? Why can't you go see a movie? Why can't you do any of that? If a mask doesn't work, then just shut it down and fuck off with masks.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I really think that, I mean, I don't know, but it's what I told you earlier. I am a sketchy dude, and I can smell sketchy, and something don't add up.
It really doesn't, because...
Shouldn't I know somebody that died from it?
I mean, I know enough people. There's a lot on Facebook, all the comedians and stuff that we have. You know, there's like 2,000 people on there. And none of them, I mean, maybe they're not going to go on there. My dad just died of corona. But
they would, because they get you a lot of attention.
Yeah, yeah, so everybody likes that kind of attention.
We wanted Granny to die from it, let's be honest.
Comedians like attention.
Yeah.
Because good or bad, it's attention, you know?
Yeah.
So any Facebook page click helps, you know?
When 100,000, they say like 120,000 people.
Speaking of, please go.
But really?
No. So, no, but anyways, I don't know anybody that's like died of it. I don't even know anybody that's been drastically sick by it.
I've heard of a couple of people who are like distantly connected to me in some way that got pretty sick.
I've seen enough like outbreak movies that by now you would have seen it.
I mean,
like I wanted, like when this first started coming out, right? I mean, we're a little bit of the anarchists or whatever.
You were on a trip across the country.
No, after the trip or during the trip. Once I started hearing about it, I was like, damn, what if it gets like where there's like a dead body in the street? You know what I mean? We're like driving through some town, and there's like a guy died in the street, and it's happening so much that people can't just go and pick them up and move them.
Let's be honest. That's what we were all hoping for.
Yeah, not everybody, but I know definitely me and you. So, but that's what I was kind of like imagining was if it gets that bad to where it's like there's houses that are like burning down because the virus is in there, and it's like, you know, like cities are quarantined and stuff. Like there's a fence around it. You know, I mean, it's like
The Walking Dead.
That's what a lot of people were thinking it might end up being. And they're all like, you might not make it back to Texas, you know? And I was just like, I mean, they kind of closed down all the roads. You know what I mean?
I'm sure you'll find a road.
There's a lot of roads that lead into Texas.
Yeah, it's like roads.
I mean, there's a fuckload of states that surround it. So all the little roads are going to be all tied up. So
it's just some dude standing at the border like, can't drive here.
Yeah.
But
you said like on The Walking Dead, right? When Negan traps them where they can't get anywhere. He did better at that than what, you know, like the government would be with keeping me out of Texas.
If the virus is Negan, where's Glenn?
Yeah.
I want to see a busted up Asian head.
A bunch of them.
Yeah. But I get it, like 120,000 people died from it. To say.
Yeah, I don't think so, though.
But let's just say they did.
I think a lot of people were dying, and they were just saying it was that.
I do too.
The media was doing it. Everything was just to make the number higher.
But we can say that, and that's like that sentence ends, and there's nothing else to say. Let's say 120,000 people died only because.
You just like saying it.
No, only because I know 120,000 people slowly succumbed. To the but so
you're like with every breath I can take. I'm gonna say it.
More breath for us. But let's just say that happened, all only because of Corona. They'd all still be smiling and alive. That's not that many people. Mm-hmm. I mean, the analogy I made was: should we stop driving because there's 40,000 automobile accident deaths in a year? Should we stop driving? No, of course we don't, because like it sucks that there are those accidents.
Yeah.
I have all these brain issues where I worry about car accidents constantly.
Really?
Yeah, bad.
God damn.
My wife and kid, like, she takes them to school in the morning. I'm just like, God, I hope they don't die. the whole time.
God.
It sucks to be me, but that's neither here nor there. But should we shut down all highways and you can't drive anymore?
Yeah.
We'd be safer if we did. It'd be way, way safer.
Mm-hmm.
As far as it would be safer, but then you'd have more suicides because people can't have their jobs like you're having with Corona. You'd have more violence because people would be more concentrated and couldn't get out of their small area.
Like we have now.
So it's like, what are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
What's the chances that some higher up is listening to this now and they're like, you know what?
Yeah.
These guys are on to something. Zero.
Remember the speaker and the, what's it called?
Vice
the one that's
president?
over soldiers?
General?
Yeah.
I don't think either of us know.
They're like, never mind.
What's the one that's over
I know the
soldiers?
speaker, right? And
Speaker of the House?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is. Isn't that crazy old lady? It looks like Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
Is it her?
Nancy Pelosi?
I think.
Right? She's the speaker. They're like...
She looks like a skeleton with like draped skin
they're like,
over.
No, they're like, Obama was a speaker.
Yeah, she's like the creeper of the house. That lady is scary.
Trump's the tweeter. Right? He's the... Yeah.
But whoever those people are, I don't know. I've said it a million times here. I don't get involved in y'all's government. Do whatever y'all want.
Mm-hmm.
Shit's starting to get a little sketchy.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't think it was going to bounce back this quick. I was thinking like September, October, later in the year, you know?
Well, it's going to bounce. The thing is, like, they opened a lot of stuff up. That's why the numbers started going up.
Yeah.
And they started testing more, so you're seeing more.
Trump's like, stop testing. It's an election year. Right?
I mean, he has probably said those words.
Right?
And he's probably right.
Yeah.
Because everybody's like, they didn't test every single human 6 months ago, or what, 4 months ago. The people they tested, some of them were positive, it looked bad. Then they didn't test for a while, then they started testing again. Some were positive, it looks bad. Mm-hmm. The numbers I've seen I need to see it in reality.
Yeah.
I need to see bodies piling up in my hometown before I'm going to be like, yikes, get a mask. I mean, I'm not saying
any pictures or anything, but I heard that in like New York, that's what they were doing with bodies.
They're like, mass graves.
Yeah.
Show me mass graves.
Yeah.
Let's go get a metal detector and a shovel, and let's find 500 people piling in a hole. Mm-hmm. I don't think we will. If we do, it'll be fucking Indians the white people killed to take over Manhattan.
Trump's pulling all their gold teeth out and putting in a little pile, right? Selling all their shoes and everything.
There's
right?
a pile of shoes.
Yeah. And they're like, this looks familiar.
Yeah, Trump's
right?
like, don't worry about it.
Trump's like, this is how I make money.
Yeah.
Right? You know?
It's how his grandpa got money, selling dead Jewish people's shoes.
He steals all their towels and their sheets and stuff for his hotels. Right? You know?
Be like, that's a nice lampshade there on that Trump Plaza.
Yeah.
Don't ask. But I don't know. I want to see. I don't even want to see. But it's like, I'll wear a mask because they're like, why would you wear a mask? It's an easy thing to do. It is. But I'm all about the slippery slope concept. Mm-hmm. Just wear a mask. It's no big deal. Just let them check your temperature before you leave your house. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
Just right this way into the trains. Like, I've seen this before.
There's people that do the whole, like, there's this guy, actually, I was at work, and this guy was talking. Me and somebody were talking about this kind of stuff, and this guy walks in, and he was listening, and then he got his chance, and he's like, you know what's next? So they're going to put chips in us. Yeah. They want to put a chip in our forehead and a chip in our hand so we can scan our money, and then he's like, and then in our head, so then they can track us, and they'll know where we're at, and
they already know.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, wow.
Nobody takes a dump without their phone.
Oh, yeah.
So shut up. You don't need a chip.
Yeah, I know.
But you know why people are scared of the chips? Mm-hmm. It's Bible shit.
Mm. Yeah, that's what he was bringing up. Yeah.
That's why people bring it up.
He said something, maybe they were talking about Doritos back then. Right?
Well, it's like they weren't saying chips.
Yeah.
Nobody in the Bible days knew about microchips.
Yeah.
But
what were they saying?
The book of Revelation, this dude clearly, John, who wrote it, first of all, take a book and it's just like, who wrote it?
Connor?
No. Oh. But they're like, who wrote it? You're like, John. They're like, John who? It's like,
Yeah.
Now, you're going to take everything in that book for, for what it's worth. Like, it's written by a dude named John something, I don't know. But everything in it's true. You know what I'm saying? First of all, that's a leap of faith you have to take. The book of Revelation, this dude John was, imprisoned for, being a Christian or something.
Touching girls' cheeks?
I'm sure.
Right.
Dude, back then, girls' cheeks were they were touching them like hotcakes. There was no law back then. What is she, 8 or 30? Who cares? Lick her.
He's like, you're going to prison. You didn't grab her by the pussy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's probably why it was in there.
Yeah.
But, so this guy, John, was locked up.
I didn't get a harump out of this guy.
He didn't harump, so he's locked up. So he's writing a letter to, like, Christians in, like, Turkey and stuff like that. Or he's locked up in Turkey.
He's like, gobble, gobble, gobble.
I hope that's as funny to the listener as it is to me. There's going to be some dead air.
Anyways.
So he's writing a letter in some language. Animal or human, who knows?
Yeah.
He writes this letter to Christians, and he's like, it's like a warning, and it's all coded because the Romans don't like the Christians. Mm-hmm. So if you write just straight up like the Romans are bad and we're Christians and we're good, that'll get people killed. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of coded, and it's all about the beast from the sea and the 4 horsemen will ride in, the 7th seal, and it's real flowery, colorful language. Mm-hmm. It's scary, really, if you read it and
believe it. But
it's
been changed so much over time too.
Well, it's definitely been changed, but even if it hasn't, it's real clear. I remember reading it when I was a kid and being like, man, that's crazy. Is that how the world's supposed to end or something? And then I remember reading it when I was a kid after I learned a little bit of history, and I was like, oh, he's talking about Rome. He's not talking about the future. It's real clear when you read it. He's talking about Rome. And then he says, and then the beast, and the beast is like whoever, I don't know if it were Nero or Caligula, I don't know what time he wrote it, but the beast is like the Roman emperor that's coming, and it says, you'll be given the mark of the beast, and you can't do any business or buy anything without the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast is Roman coins, because you'd be in Judea or wherever you were, but it was controlled by Rome. It was a province of Rome. Mm-hmm. You couldn't use their bullshit and fucking Jew money. You had to use Roman with Nero's face on it. That's the mark of the beast. It's real clear when you read it.
And when was this?
That he wrote it?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know exactly when, but I mean, it was after the death of Jesus, and like in the next 100 or 200, 300
all
years.
This time, like, there was just Indians over here minding their own business.
Chilling.
Right?
Sure, they scalped each other once or twice. Yeah, but there were, like...
There's going to be civil wars.
Literal horsemen came and killed them.
Yeah.
like, you know, but... It's clear when you...
We're worried about this disease. Look what diseases they brought over on the boats.
Yikes.
You know?
They say, in like, the books that I've read, and who knows if they're good books, I don't know. But, like, 90 to 96% of the native people in the New World died within the first 100 years. 96%.
Yeah.
And I wonder if they were wearing masks. I bet they weren't.
Yeah.
Wearing a coyote mask, maybe, but it's got worse diseases in it than what the whites are bringing. But, yeah.
They wear face tents, face teepees.
Yeah, that's, but, anyway.
They don't know how else to make any other shape.
They only know teepee shape? Yeah. But, yeah, so that dude wrote that. And he's talking about the mark of the beast, and it's pretty clear he's talking about Rome being, like, terrible to Christians. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you read it, if you read it and you don't get that that's what he's talking... I don't know if I can talk to you. Like, you're just not smart. But people have always said that is him telling how the world's going to come to an end, right? Mm-hmm. That's going to be the end, and the battle of good and evil, Christians in Rome, but it's going to be the devil and Jesus.
So people interpret it now.
They're interpreting it, and every...
Skynet.
Yeah, every generation has read that and interpreted it as, it's clearly the end times now. Yeah. Look, he said this has happened. He said this. It's easy because you're... The only context you can understand...
It's a story that you can always find some kind of truth for you to.
Rome is this great thing that happened. This big empire, and they did all this crazy shit. But that kind of shit that's what people do. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty easy. There's an oppressive government. A lot of people think our government is oppressive, right? There's always something like that. So people read it now, and they've always... I remember as a kid being told, and I shit you not... Being told, don't ever accept the mark of the beast because Jesus only saves the ones that don't accept the mark. Like, they thought somebody was going to come to me and be like, hey, kid, get this tattoo. Like,
there's also people think that Monster Energy drink is the devil.
Exactly. That's the same shit.
It's just...
So they think that... So it's when computer chips became a thing. I remember, like, in the 90s when computer chips kept getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
And I started hearing like, oh, the mark of the beast, it's not going to be like a mark on your skin. It's going to be a computer chip they're going to put in you, and that's the only way you can buy things, because he says you can't do commerce or buy without the mark, right? Remember I told you the mark is most likely Roman coins. But so now they're like, computer chip, that's the mark of the beast. So people think they're heroes for saying like, I'm not going to get that. And it's like, yeah, I'm not going to get a computer chip put in me either. But not because I'm scared of an old book.
That guy that came in and was talking to us was like, he was saying something about like, he's not going to get into heaven if he got that.
Yes.
He's like, so you're not gonna make me get that.
A grown man came to you talking about whether or not he's getting into heaven.
And I was like, oh my God.
How weird is that?
Yeah, I was just like looking at the other guy working with me, and I was just like, when he walked out, that's what I was thinking. Like, what the fuck?
But okay, so you can believe that.
I was like, so anyways, grab him by the pussy.
Yeah, you're like, so I was fucking this chick in the ass, right? No, but so you can believe in heaven and all that stuff. Most people do, I guess. Some people do. But
I don't think most.
No, but what I'm saying is like, a lot of people go to church and they're like, oh, heaven, yeah, that'll be cool. And it's like a surface thing. If you really dig on it, they're like, yeah, I mean, it's probably not like, it's probably not literally.
They're probably not going to ever mention anything because they're like, oh man, if I make a joke about it.
What if it's real?
What if, you know what I mean?
Me and you have already we pushed all our chips in the middle. If it's real, we're
there
fine.
like looking around them like, oh, I could be watching.
But,
you know
right,
I mean?
they're all like, what if it's real? Me and you already have all our chips in the middle.
Yeah.
If it's real, we're fucked.
Yeah, the dealer's been shuffling, and I'm already all in.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I don't know, whatever the cards are, I guess it'll just
your first
play
card's
out.
at 2 of clubs, and you're like, yikes.
No, but I'm pretty much going all in, because I'm just like, all right, we're all going to lose this, so I might as well just end it now.
Yeah, let's just all throw it in. See who gets the highest card.
Yeah.
You know? But even if you do believe it, you do believe, like you somewhat believe that. If you walk into a conversation, the amount of like ignorance that has to be like floating around in your head to just assume 2 other men in their 30s are going to be on board with your like,
this
want to
guy
get into
was
heaven.
in his 40s at least.
That's what I'm saying. So to walk in and just assume that when you throw out your little heaven story, you don't sound like a fucking imbecile.
That's what I hate, when people are all just like, when they're talking about something and they're like, they say something about, you know, God, whatever, it's because of God. I get that one sometimes too. Someone will be in there talking and they'll just be all like, well, I mean, they're just God is just so good. I'm just all like, man, they sound gay.
And even if they didn't.
I don't mean gay in the way they like dick or nothing. I mean gay as in just like...
The real meaning of gay.
Like stupid.
Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like...
I mean, like... Ugh.
Well, it doesn't even stand to reason.
No, I don't have any words for it except for that. But I mean, like, it's just...
So they're gay and you're not very articulate.
Yes.
Just so we know where we're
exactly.
But
I just don't have a good... Yeah, I don't have a good word for
the
what
word
that
for
makes
that.
me
It's
feel.
like, I don't know what it is, but it's like... My word is always like, it comes off as phony most of the time. There's a few people that when they talk about like God loves them and stuff, I'm like, oh, they really believe that. But it usually comes off phony, like you want me to believe that you believe.
Yeah.
That, you know, that type of stuff.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
You know, but when people, we get it all the time, is we have our aunts and a lot of our families are real religious. And they'll be like, let's say there's like a thing on Facebook, and it's like there was a car accident and this toddler survived without a scratch on him. They're like, see, God was looking out for him. And it's like, that you say that tells me that you either think I'm stupid or you are.
My thing is, whenever I go
I mean, 120,000 Americans have died from a fever.
Someone's all like, oh my gosh, you know, like someone will post something and then you'll see a share. It's never anyone I knew that does this, but let's say there's a thing on there that shows that, oh, there was a car accident and, you know, whatever, they're in the hospital and, you know, whatever, and it's like prayers.
Yeah.
And then there's like all the comments is like prayers. Hope he's doing all right.
It's always like
prayers.
It's always like sending prayers. You know what? I never really thought about.
Yeah, sending prayers.
But
like,
they're sending them.
Yeah, they push send. They typed prayers and push send.
The reason they're doing that is so you think they're good people.
Yes.
Because if you praying is you having a personal conversation with a deity.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with what you type on Facebook for everybody to see. So if I find out that your daughter's sick, and let's say that I become religious, and I think that me talking to God about it will help, me typing on Facebook for all the people that follow me to see how much I care about it, that's a pride thing for me.
Yeah.
That certainly don't help your kid.
Yeah.
Let's say the prayers do. Let's just go on in this wacky land where those prayers help. Typing it on Facebook doesn't help.
No.
That makes you look like a better person. Actually praying, might, you know, if you think that helps, to do that. But Putting it on Facebook, it's the same thing when people are like, I hate racism. Share this if you agree. And it's like, everybody hates racism. You know the people that are racist that wear rebel flag hats and say all the N-words? They hate racism too. They just think it's okay to be racist against black people and not anybody else. And you think it's okay to be racist against racist white people and not anybody else. So it's like, you're just trying to make yourself look good by being like, sending prayers. And I'm like, either pray or don't pray. Yeah. Praying is think about what praying is. Praying is you asking for help in your dumb little world from one who created the universe that science still doesn't fully understand. You think typing on Facebook is going to help.
Not only that, here's my problem is, all right, so we've gone over this, I'm sure, countless times on this.
I'll count.
Over all these years. But, all right, so the guy got in an accident.
Okay.
What do you think got him there in the first place?
God.
Exactly.
Threw a deer in front of him or something.
So whatever it happened was,
it's God's plan.
And so now it's like you think that a couple, if you get 1 million prayers on Facebook, that the kid's going to be saved?
You think the sadistic God that killed our mom when our sister was 8, killed my nephew when he was 8 in front of both of his parents, do you think that sadistic God, the sadistic God that gave Hitler the okay to off God's people by the millions, cares about your fucking kid that's got the flu? Yeah. If God's real, he's fucked up from the shit that has gone on. They're like, well, that's people's fault. No, God created people. Yeah, it's not my 4-year-old's fault if he does something bad. It's my fault for raising him wrong.
Your husband's about to get on a plane that you're going to pray so he'll be safe?
Yeah. You think God cares about your alcoholic
I was going to put this thing down. You know what I mean? But since you said that last minute, I got that last tweet from down there from Texas.
I'll be honest, I don't really have time to down your husband's plane anyway. I'm working on another genocide in the Middle East. Yeah. It's like, that God, if he's real, he's more fucked up than anybody you've ever known of.
So, that's the whole thing is, it's just, people, they do want attention. And that's
the prayers on Facebook, it's just attention for the person sending.
That's all this Corona stuff, too. Oh, this sucks. Oh, look at us. The fucking commercials right now.
Make me want to vomit into a
While we
mask.
all get through this time right now, we're here to help. And
you're selling us something. You're trying to sell something to people in a large quantity have not been working. Yeah. We're not together when you're selling something to people who have not been working. Fuck you, company.
Yeah, we'll deliver to you, Pizza Hut, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Obesity is one of the leading causes of coronavirus being, deadly. So Pizza Hut's like, we'll do our part. Yeah. Here's 40,000 grams of carbohydrates. Yeah. We'll deliver to your house.
Yeah, and what do they say? What is it?
Touchless?
Is it touchless?
Or
touchless delivery? Or
touchless. Touchless seems wrong, but that's what they're...
Isn't that what they got?
Contactless.
Contactless, yeah.
It's some guy bumping into shit.
Contactless delivery? Like, what is it going to do? Levitate here? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't even want a pizza nobody's touched.
Do I have to go on to God's Pizza Hut app and pray for it? Right?
I don't think I want a pizza that nobody's touched. I feel like touching it is a big part of it tasting good. Like, how'd the cheese get on there?
Yeah.
Did they get those machines? I've seen them make pizza. It's people putting their hands...
Skynet's making pizzas for us, right?
It's people sticking their hands into buckets of toppings and throwing them on. You ever wonder why you hate onions, but sometimes there's one on?
Yeah, we need the pepperonis.
Yeah,
right? That guy?
That's the guy making... That's what pizza is.
That's Terminator. Yeah. Anyways. All right, so this has been episode 133.
We rambled a little bit, but I liked it.
Yeah. Please go on Facebook, whatever, like, subscribe, find us on there. We got a page, vibrators. Go be a vibrator if you want. Also, we're going to be getting these wristbands in pretty soon. We ordered them. Coronavirus has kept them a little away for us.
Oh, they're going to have some Corona on them. Don't you worry.
Yeah, there's going to be some Corona wristbands sent out for free.
I'm going to link
All
each
you
one.
have to do to get one of these wristbands is to go on to iTunes or any other platform, but I'd like it to be on iTunes. Leave a review. What else is there?
5-star rating.
Oh, you can leave whatever rating you want.
Yeah, we can't coerce you into
rate and review it. And if you can't, you can send us an email to thebadvibe@gmail.com, and we will respond asking for your address, and we will mail you for free a wristband.
I'll be honest. If you call,
$1 million wristband.
If you email us,
I mean, it depends on quantity and demand.
Yeah.
It may be worth $1 million one day. Yeah. So
if you just email us and say, "Hey, man, I really want a wristband," you're gonna get one.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, at that point, it's
I would like it if you go and
it would almost be kind of a dick move for you to get one, and not leave a review.
Yeah.
But either way, if you ask for,
if you want to wait until it comes in to then go do the review, you can do that as well.
Review the wristband itself.
Yeah, review it. Be like, it's nice. It's weight. It's not very much weight.
Yeah,
feels light on the wrist.
We should have made some We should have made some bogus claim that it has like healing properties.
It could. We still can. We have time.
If we wanted to be rich.
This is not going to be a, what is it, touchless? What was it called?
No, it's going to be touch.
I am going to rub my balls.
Oh.
I'm going to be touching all over these wristbands when I put them in the envelope.
I'm going to lick them like I'm Joe Biden and it's a 4-year-old's face.
I'm going to grab them by their pussy. Yeah. They are rubbery, round.
These things are going to be disgusting.
If you got a very fat dick, you could probably still fit it in there.
These things are going to be sticky with a pube on them when you hit them.
They can be dubbed for black people for cock rings.
Yeah.
So, I mean, white people might have to rub them around there a couple times.
It has to be like when you're doing a ponytail on your kid. Yeah. It's such a... I did a ponytail on your kid.
They're called dick hula hoops, also.
That's what it is for me.
If you want to do that with them, you can. I mean, there's pink ones.
The point is, by the time you get this thing, it's going to be stepped on.
Yeah.
It's going to be gritty. It's going to be gross. And I can't imagine that you'd want anything less from us.
Yeah.
We didn't call this the amazing, wonderful vibe.
No.
You're going to get a dirty...
You may think of it that way.
You're going to get a bracelet that has fleas.
Yeah.
But there's not another one like it. The only way to get one is by contacting us through email.
You're going to get the bad virus. Okay. Anyway, this has been episode 133.
Watch, we're going to see on the news there's an outbreak of corona in like Wasilla, Alaska.
Yeah, all these weird places.
These weird towns that we always get downloads from, it's like, so whatever they all are. It's like something Florida. It's like...
Yeah. Listens start dropping.
They're like, it's a weird strain of the virus. It has a Texas accent. It's giving people a favor.
We start giving out toe tags. Okay, all right. Anyways, this has been episode 133. If you're listening to this, as always, you are the bad vibe.